Okay, this is a quick tutorial regarding the new Minecraft Edu. I am very new to the whole system, and as I've been playing with it, I have been struggling trying to find a tutorial. So this is the one that I'm just going to try out to see if this helps. But here it is. So when you load up Minecraft Edu and you start your server, this is the tutorial world that they set you up in. Looking ahead here, you can see the facade, and that kind of shows you how to steer around. And on the back one, they have a nice picture of a mouse because that is what you use to change your viewpoint. So using the facade keys, I can move back and forward and move around. Of course, they've given us lots of things. Move around to look, or move mouse to look around. All these great little um, signs get us where we're going. Before we get moving around, it's also really important to know what your hotkeys are for the teachers. So when you hit the button M, it'll give you this wonderful little menu here, and it lets you cycle through everything that you're going to need here. The first one is the personal. It lets you do a couple of things, either be in creative mode, and that'll allow you to fly around rather than being stuck to gravity, and spectator mode. And spectator mode is great when you just need to kind of disappear so your students wouldn't see you, and you can kind of be that ghost or the fly on the wall. World settings kind of lets you go through all of the steps, but rather than letting them do their um, fighting of the creepers, which they always love to do, we can keep it in peaceful mode so nobody can beat up anybody. Um, Next setting here just allows some really simple stuff. You can stop it so they can't cheat, or not cheat, but chat. And the other one is keep them from building. And right now that's all set up so that they are ready to move. When you want to find a person individually because they get lost, this is a great way to do it. And you can click on their name, and essentially there'll be a little list of commands. But the one you want here is teleport students to your location, and you can go to them. You can freeze individual people if they're a problem, and so on. You can set up some great little assignments, things you need them to get done along the way. We can give them any equipment they want. And if you don't know what you're doing, much like I did when I was starting out, you just kind of say, I want to give them a shovel, and hey, there's all of the shovels listed up here. You click on it, and then you can give it to everybody, or you can click on and give an individual player that thing. Stations, if you set up some warps, this is good for teachers, especially in this tutorial world, to jump from one place to the other. And finally, this is if you're going to start building. But being a tutorial and just getting through the first world, I'm going to put myself into creative mode. And I'll X out of that. In creative mode, yes, I can move around and check the whole thing out. Students will not be able to really break anything. I can. I'm just not going to do that right now. But again, just like it says, right click. For those of us who are brand new, use your mouse, right click it, and it gives you that great little information. So moving around, checking out the world, keep following the blue line is what they ask you to do the first bit. Like I said, I want to fly around, which is a double tap on the space bar, and now I can actually jump up into the world, and I double tap again, and I fall down. So just allows me to move a bit quicker here. I'm going to fly on through our whole maze. Now there are steps. Go on down, go on through. They're going to be whipping around here. And sometimes they get lost, and sometimes they need help. But almost in every classroom nowadays, you have one Minecraft maniac, and they can give you a hand. I've had to use my kids half the time anyway because, well, I don't know what I'm doing. So as they come on up here, they go through this little maze. They kind of just get to explore the world around them. And it is quite an epic world. It has been really well made. The creators of this have done a great job, and I really appreciate it because it gave me a good foothold in. As they come on in and through the first little bit, this is just learning how to orient themselves and move around. So good pacing is involved. Lots of little worlds they just can't get to, but they can see. And they come out into this little foyer, and in the end, they're going to go through again, working on movements, getting them into this obstacle course. Following the yellow line, they have to follow the things, jump up the stairs. They have to learn how to do a basic space jump. Great, now jump down. They have to jump down. They climb up ladders. but I don't have to do that because I'm a teacher and I can fly with my creative mode. And it basically teaches them how to get down and around. The next step is the brickyard here, and find the control switch. And they have to actually kind of look around. This is one of those great little slowing them down pieces, and they're going to look all around this zone, but they won't be able to get out. All of these little fences are just high enough that students cannot get around them. Even me using my regular jump mode, I can't get around it or over it. They can't destroy it because they can't build yet, but they can find little neat little pockets, and they can still be controlled. Ah, yes, the wonderful control of a teacher. Eventually, one of the kids, well, not eventually, they find these things really fast. They will come right over here, and they'll be able to bust out the glass on their own. There's a switch, which opens up the door. Once we are through here, they just come out the other side into the brickyard. They will actually come on up through this little stairwell or this ladder here. Oops, having a hard time jumping. And they will again have to find a way to get out of here. And to get out of here, they're going to want to get to this door right over here. But before they can get out this door, it's locked. And it's all about solving problems, just like the thing says. And they need to find a way, if you can see it through this piece of glass, how to get to that switch. Again, this makes them all work together, but really they only need one person to, and as you can see on my screen popping up, it says, hint, you can tap the forward button 2 times. But you'll get one person who will find their way into here and underneath the secret passage. They come on down and go through here, and this is how they get to the switch. All you need is one person to hit the switch. That's a right click to interact with something without breaking it. But if you were to go along as you're exploring and you go, oh no, I just broke something, hit the M button, go back to the bricks, and you can undo last dig. And it'll go back to the way it was. So don't worry about breaking stuff if you're learning it. You don't have to restart the whole server. Again, so kids will be contained inside these little walls here. There is a shortcut to get back. Generally speaking, the kids find this again. They go forward, they drop down, and ta-da! They can go through the door. The next zone, again, very well made. They have to do a fun little maze. They go through the maze, and they go down. And this is all about teaching kids, and for first-time teachers with Minecraft, this will teach you as well how to dig stuff out. So it tells you how to do it. Hold down the left click to dig the dirt, and finally right click to place the blocks. And kids will come along and they will have to learn how to build. Now, up until now, everything's been made so they can't build, but these green zones allow them to build, and they quickly figure this stuff out again. There's lots of hints along the way, but this is where it'll take you. I'm going to jump a little ahead, climb on in here. I'm going to go in door number 4, right click to open it, and I'm going to go up the stairs. Now all the doors kind of come into this one corridor. They go up the ladder, and they follow the exit. And another big climb out thing. And we pop out into the above ground world. You can see the kind of Mario Yoshi eggs up in the world. But this is where they get into the real first building competition. If you're doing it with just a regular class, you're going to split them up. Or even if you're doing it with multiple classes, you're going to have them already assigned into groups. And you have this world numbered 1 through 8. And they're just going to have to come on in here. You kind of give them the old, right here, this is for you teachers, split up your teams. And everybody has a job to do. You can see all of these little shapes down below. The red zones, they're not allowed to build in. The green zones, they can. and they need to recreate all of these shapes. So once the kids split up, they all run over here and they start mining everything. There are tools in the chests that they can start to use, but sometimes, just sometimes, they don't share so well. So you'll have one or two kids yelling at you saying, I don't have any of this, I don't have any of that. Hit the M button, go back in, and you can go to give. And if there's one kid who doesn't have everything, or all kids who doesn't have anything, I have no sand or sandstone. So you just say sandstone, and you click on it, and you see how many you want to give them. And really, the maximum number you can give them is 64. You give it to everybody, and then now that's in their possession, and they can start to build. Now, I don't need that, but I have it in my possession. If you have something in your hand you don't know what to do right now, hit any of the number keys at the top. 1 will get me that first space, 2 moves me away, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So as long as my hand is empty, I can't do anything. So the kids build everything here, and it's kind of a fun little thing. If people go into other areas, well, it's all about teamwork, team building, and of course, responsibility. And responsibility in an online format. Kids love to break things. That's one of their things. They need to learn how to have social responsibility in this area. You can't go and break everybody's stuff up. Okay, once it's all been made, you give a big old celebration, and you go through here. For our intents purposes, I'm going to bust that out so I can go through, and everybody can come on in. And you go through the dark passageway. And it's very creepy. And for some reason, even grade 7s will squeal going through there. And finally, they're out into the real world, and this is where the programmers have made it so that they can start to really explore. There are a few caves that they can go down and they can get lost in, and at which point in time you will start to hear people yelling, I'm lost! But that's okay, because when kids get lost and they can't find their way out, they just start going down and 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 down, and they can't get themselves out again. Either they can't jump high enough or whatever it is. What you can do is you can either warp the students to you, teleport students to your location, or like I am here right now, I can teleport myself back to the surface or back to the spawn. I'm just going to jump back up to the surface. That didn't work out quite well enough, so let's go back to the surface again. Ta-da! And there I am. Now, I'm a little bit out of where I was to begin with, so I can jump to a location. I did the dig area, I did the shapes, and I was just about to go into the campground, but I'm going to go back to the shapes, because I'm lost. There's my shapes world. I've just teleported right back into here. Here's the way out. Just go through here real quick again. But if kids get lost and they go down these wonderful things, you can just pull them back to you. You can come back in here and just say teleport to me, and then they will have to climb up and do their whole thing. But once they come out of here, they will come out in the playground, the campground. Either right at this point in time, you can just say, hey, we made it, guys. And you can yourself unlock their build mode, or you can kind of follow the whole path again, just like them if you're learning like I did. And you can find a way to unlock them right up over here. So the picnic area is over here. You climb on up, and there's this tree. Now this is for, and it says a lot here, teachers, please read this note. Again, it tells you how to get through it, or teachers can come in and break this glass. When you break stuff in Minecraft, it all ends up in your hands, so I'm going to get it out of my hand now. Flip the switch, and students will be able to dig. Ta-da! So what happened there was exactly the same as what I can do in my player management or player settings. Students can now dig. I can turn it off, I can turn that on, but that allows them to play. So as soon as they can dig, they are ready now to work all their way through this wonderful world. They have mines, they have crafting tables, they have furnaces, they have everything they want, and they just start playing in here. And this is a great spot for you to watch them be creative, and a great spot for you to just um, learn yourselves. Kids will try everything. Expect them to enjoy it. It's a really fun world. Everybody has something to contribute, and I hope this helps the newbies like me give it a shot and have some fun. Have a good day.